Have you ever wondered why smiles can conceal dark feelings of envy? Behind every seemingly friendly gesture, there may lie deep layers of hidden emotions and intentions. Our journey today will take us through a maze of human expressions where we will unravel the mysteries hidden in passive-aggressive behaviors, veiled devaluations, and the subtlety of support that never materializes. This is the world hidden behind the behaviors we witness every day. A complex reality where appearances deceive and true intentions are not always clear. As we explore these facets of human nature, we not only reveal truths about others, but also trigger a mirror reflecting our own vulnerabilities and fears. If you're ready for this journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way, you won't miss any of our deep dives into human psychology. I challenge you to watch until the end and share in the comments if you've ever encountered any of the situations we'll discuss next. Will you recognize these behaviors in yourself or in others? Let's find out together. Behaviors that are passive-aggressive. At the heart of the human drama, we find a complex web of emotions and behaviors, among which passive-aggressive behaviors stand out. These manifestations, often rooted in dark feelings of envy and discontent, weave an intricate veil of social interactions marked by ambiguity and dissimulation. Those haunted by envy, instead of confronting their emotions in a frank and open manner, choose to tread a winding path of expression, that of sarcasm and veiled criticisms. Such comments, though coated in apparent civility, are actually poisoned darts thrown with the aim to hurt, diminish, without allowing for direct confrontation. This passive-aggressive behavior is a trap for both the one who practices it and the one who is its target. For the sender, it represents an escape, an inability, or perhaps a fear to face the reality of their feelings and desires. There is a psychological complexity underlying these acts, a tangle of repressed emotions that are expressed in a distorted manner. For the receiver, on the other hand, this indirect nature gives the comments an enigmatic quality, making them difficult to be fully identified and understood. It is as if they are in constant struggle to decipher whether what was said is a simple comment or a veiled attack. Exploring the dynamics of passive-aggressive behaviors invites us to a deep reflection on the nature of envy and resentment. Why do we choose to express our most negative feelings in such an indirect way? Could it be fear of vulnerability? Or perhaps a misguided attempt to preserve some form of dignity by not giving in to direct confrontation? This is a question that challenges our understanding, stimulating introspection on how we deal with our own emotions and those of others. Thus, by addressing passive-aggressive behaviors, we not only shed light on a peculiar aspect of human relationships, but also venture into a journey of self-discovery. Envy and discontent, feeling so human and yet so painfully destructive, offer us a unique opportunity for personal growth, as long as we have the courage to face them openly and honestly. This is the invitation to reflection that this topic presents us with. A call to explore the depths of our own nature, seeking a deeper understanding of the forces that shape our interactions with others. Devaluation of achievements. In our journey to understand human interactions, we come across a practice that can be quite hurtful: the habit of some people to belittle the achievements of others. This happens when someone, driven by envy, undermines or even discredits the effort and success of others. This type of behavior can manifest in various ways, from words that seem to devalue someone's victories, to attitudes that show lack of interest, or even a refusal to acknowledge the merit of others. The goal behind this is, in a way, to shake the confidence of those who have achieved something significant, making both the person and those around them see that success as less valuable. People who act like this often make comments that, although they may seem simple, carry an intention to diminish what the other has achieved. Phrases like, "That's no big deal," or "I could do it too if I tried," are ways to turn great efforts into something that seems easy or unimportant. In other cases, silence or lack of attention when someone shares a victory speaks volumes, showing a disinterest that tries to convey the message that the success achieved is not noteworthy. This attempt to make the person feel that their efforts are not worth much reflects, in fact, a personal dissatisfaction of those who practice this behavior. It seems that by trying to belittle others, they seek to feel better about themselves, as if this could somehow alleviate the pain of feeling less capable or successful. Deep down, this shows a great insecurity and a difficulty in dealing healthily with negative feelings. When we talk about devaluing what others have achieved, we are faced with an opportunity to think about how our words and actions can affect others. This kind of attitude, besides not helping the one who practices it, also casts a shadow over their own feelings, revealing a heart that struggles with envy and dissatisfaction. But at the same time, it gives us the chance to see the importance of valuing and celebrating the victories of others, understanding that when someone around us wins, it's a victory for all of us. Therefore, when reflecting on the tendency to belittle the achievements of others, we are invited to look within ourselves and think about how we deal with envy and resentment. It is an opportunity to develop more empathy and seek a happier and more united coexistence, both for ourselves and for the people around us. Absence of support and constant discouragement. Advancing in our exploration of the nuances of envy, we come to a particularly subtle and destructive aspect: the absence of support and the propagation of discouragement. In this scenario, envy does not manifest through direct attacks or open criticism, but rather through a lack of encouragement and comments that undermine confidence. Here, the envious person camouflages themselves under the mask of concern or pragmatism, arguing that they are just being realistic by questioning the feasibility of goals and dreams, suggesting that they are unattainable or fanciful. This behavior has a profound impact on the target of these actions. When someone who should offer support and encouragement chooses instead to sow doubt and discouragement, the confidence and determination of the affected person can be seriously compromised. Instead of feeling supported in their efforts to achieve goals, the individual finds themselves questioning their own capabilities and the validity of their dreams. It is a form of envy that silently corrodes, weakening the willpower and self-esteem of those targeted. This type of behavior, disguised as concern or a sense of realism, reveals an alarming psychological complexity. The person who acts this way may not only be struggling with feelings of envy, but may also be trying to justify their own failures or inactions. By discouraging others, they may find a distorted way to deal with their own personal frustrations, convincing themselves that if they cannot achieve their dreams, then there is no failure in not trying or not achieving their own. Confronting this pattern of behavior requires a considerable amount of self-awareness and inner strength. It is crucial to recognize that the lack of support and discouragement often reflects more on the insecurities of the envious person than on the limitations or impracticality of the goals of those who are discouraged. Facing this reality can be liberating, allowing the individual to seek motivation and inspiration within themselves and from more genuine and constructive sources of support. Therefore, In addressing the absence of support and constant discouragement as manifestations of envy, we are led to a broader reflection on the importance of encouragement and faith in each other's capabilities and dreams. Recognizing and overcoming these obstacles not only strengthens resilience and self-confidence, but also illuminates the path to a more united and supportive community, where everyone's success is celebrated as a collective triumph. Exaggerated imitation. Continuing our analysis of envy's manifestations in interpersonal relationships, we come to an intriguing point: exaggerated imitation. This phenomenon transcends mere admiration, becoming a copy not only of behaviors and tastes, but in some cases, even of the identity of the person targeted by envy. Unlike the old saying that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, here it reveals itself as a complex and often dark facet of envy. This tendency to replicate others may initially seem harmless or even flattering, but as it intensifies, it reveals itself as an obsession and a competitive impulse. The person who imitates not only seeks to share tastes or interests, they aim to usurp the place of the other, compete for attention, and in some cases, surpass the one they imitate. This behavior reflects a deep dissatisfaction with one's own being and an incessant search for external validation. Exaggerated imitation in this context becomes a dangerous game of distorted mirrors, where the imitator loses sight of their own identity in favor of a borrowed version. This act of copying is not just an attempt to equalize with the envied. It is also a desperate effort to acquire the qualities admired in the other, as if it were possible to assimilate the success and admiration that the original receives. However, this pursuit is doomed to failure, as it ignores the uniqueness and intrinsic value of each person. It is crucial to recognize that behind this impulse to imitate often lies deep insecurity and lack of self-esteem. The person who falls into this pattern of behavior may be struggling with feelings of inadequacy and seeks, in imitation, a way to feel more valuable or successful. However, this is a path that leads to the erosion of authenticity and the impoverishment of the human experience, as each individual possesses unique qualities and potentials that deserve to be explored and celebrated. Faced with this scenario, it is crucial to promote a culture of self-acceptance and appreciation of individuality. Encouraging people to recognize and develop their own talents and interests is essential for building relationships based on mutual respect and genuine admiration, not on destructive competition. By confronting and overcoming the tendency towards exaggerated imitation, we make room for greater authenticity in human interactions, celebrating the diversity and richness of perspectives that each person brings to the social fabric. Excessive competitiveness. As we delve deeper into the labyrinth of human emotions, we encounter excessive competitiveness, a corollary of envy that can trigger a series of destructive behaviors. This aspect of envy goes beyond a natural desire for personal improvement, entering a territory where one's own success is no longer sufficient. It becomes imperative not only to achieve, but also to eclipse and minimize the achievements of others. In more severe cases, this need can evolve into acts of direct sabotage, where the goal is not only to win, but to ensure that the other loses. Competitiveness, when healthy, is a driver of growth and excellence, stimulating us to seek our best selves. However, transmuted by envy, it becomes a pathology of the spirit, an obsession that corrupts the natural impulse for evolution. In this dynamic, victory loses its shine if it is not accompanied by the defeat of an opponent, especially one whose success provokes envy. This mentality creates a vicious cycle where satisfaction is ephemeral and always conditioned by comparison with others. This unhealthy competitiveness reveals a deep insecurity and a distorted perception of personal value, unhealthily linked to the failure of others. The envious individual, consumed by this obsession, may resort to strategies ranging from the systematic devaluation of the achievements of their peers to acts of sabotage aimed at preventing or ruining the successes of others. Such behavior not only harms the targets of these actions, but also deteriorates the fabric of interpersonal relationships, sowing distrust and antagonism. The challenge, then, is to recognize and restrain this excessive competitiveness before it degenerates into open conflict or sabotage. This requires courageous introspection and the development of a perspective that values collective success and collaboration rather than destructive rivalry. By shifting the focus from surpassing others to surpassing our own limits, we can find a healthier and more sustainable path for personal growth. Promoting environments that stimulate cooperation and mutual recognition is crucial to mitigate the unhealthy competitiveness generated by envy. This not only contributes to individual well-being, but also to the building of stronger and more united communities, where the success of one is seen as a triumph for all. Facing envy and excessive competitiveness with maturity and understanding allows us to transform these challenges into opportunities for personal and collective development, paving the way for a more harmonious and productive society. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Purchase the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment. Selective indifference. In the tapestry of human interactions, a particularly subtle yet profoundly impactful pattern is selective indifference. This behavior, often stemming from envy, manifests as an apparent lack of interest or reaction to the successes or joys of others. Far from being a simple absence of response, this indifference is loaded with intention. It is a strategy to diminish the importance of another person's happy or successful moments, negatively impacting their self-esteem and emotional well-being. Selective indifference is a silent, yet effective weapon in the hands of those who, driven by envy, choose not to acknowledge or validate the victories of others. By deliberately ignoring these moments, the envious individual not only tries to steal the shine from these achievements, but also sends a clear message that such successes are not worthy of attention or celebration. This act of intentional omission aims ultimately to undermine the confidence of the targeted person, suggesting that their efforts and accomplishments have little or no value. This behavior reflects an attempt to rebalance the emotional scale of the envious person, who feels diminished by the successes of others. However, this approach is deeply misguided, as instead of dealing with the source of their own dissatisfaction or seeking their own growth, the envious person chooses to try to devalue others to feel better. This choice not only fails to resolve the underlying problem, but also contributes to the erosion of relationships, creating an environment of emotional coldness and distancing. It is important, therefore, to be aware of these manifestations of selective indifference, both in ourselves and in others, and to recognize their destructive potential. By identifying this behavior, we have the opportunity to reflect on our own insecurities and work to overcome them constructively. Promoting a culture of recognition and genuine appreciation for the achievements of others can help combat envy and foster a more positive and encouraging environment for everyone. Furthermore, facing selective indifference with empathy and understanding can be a path to reconnecting with those who may have emotionally distanced themselves due to feelings of envy. Addressing the issue openly and honestly, seeking to understand and validate others' emotions, can be a crucial step in rebuilding healthy relationships and strengthening self-esteem and well-being for all involved. In addressing selective indifference, we are called to greater awareness of how our actions and reactions impact those around us. Choosing the path of empathy, recognition, and mutual support is a vital step in building a more cohesive community, where each success is a shared victory and each joy is a cause for collective celebration. Information manipulation. Within the spectrum of behaviors influenced by envy, the manipulation of information stands out as one of the most insidious tactics. This method consists of the deliberate distortion or withholding of crucial information, with the explicit intention of damaging someone's reputation or hindering their professional or social advancement. By engaging in this type of conduct, the individual driven by envy not only reveals a willingness to harm others, but also demonstrates a commitment to actions that have tangible and often long-lasting consequences in the life of the targeted person. Information manipulation can take various forms, from spreading unfounded rumors to strategically omitting details that could benefit or protect someone. This approach seeks to undermine the position of the targeted person, whether in the workplace or in social circles, creating artificial obstacles to their success and development. Furthermore, by spreading misinformation, the envious individual seeks to taint others' perception of the target, casting doubt on their competence, character, or intentions. This behavior not only reflects a profound moral failure on the part of the perpetrator, but also highlights the extent of the impact envy can have on interpersonal relationships. The damage caused by information manipulation goes beyond mere discomfort or unease. It can alter life trajectories, close doors of opportunity, and sow conflicts that perpetuate over time. It is crucial, therefore, to adopt a stance of vigilance and integrity in the face of the information we receive and share. Awareness of the possibility and consequences of information manipulation is the first step to mitigate its impact. Promoting environments based on transparency, mutual respect, and careful fact-checking are essential measures to prevent and counteract these destructive practices. Furthermore, when faced with attempts of information manipulation, it is important to act not only to protect potential targets, but also to confront and discourage such behavior. This can involve anything from correcting specific misinformation to supporting more open and reliable communication systems, as well as promoting a culture that values honesty and integrity above success at any cost. Confronting information manipulation and its roots in envy requires courage and determination, but it is a battle worth fighting. By doing so, we contribute not only to the individual well-being of those who could be harmed, but also to the health and robustness of our communities and societies as a whole. After all, in a world where truth and trust are increasingly precious, safeguarding the integrity of information is a duty we all share. A smile that doesn't reach the eyes. In our journey through the complex terrain of human emotions and their manifestations, we encounter a particularly revealing phenomenon: the smile that doesn't reach the eyes. This expression, often adopted by people who harbor feelings of envy, encapsulates the inauthenticity that can permeate seemingly benign interactions. While the words spoken may suggest happiness or support, the body language and emotional nuances belie these assertions, revealing true feelings of resentment and envy. This phenomenon highlights the complexity of human emotions and people's ability to mask their true feelings. The discrepancy between what is verbally expressed and what is non-verbally communicated can be subtle but profoundly significant. The smile that doesn't reach the eyes is a window to the soul, revealing an internal struggle between the desire to appear favorable and the true feeling of discontent or envy. This inconsistency between verbal and non-verbal expressions serves as a reminder that human emotions are multifaceted and often contradictory. The ability to recognize these inauthenticities in daily interactions requires attentive observation and sensitivity to the subtleties of human communication. This discernment is crucial not only for understanding the complexity of interpersonal relationships, but also for navigating them more consciously and authentically. By identifying a smile that doesn't reach the eyes, we are invited to question the underlying dynamics of the relationship and consider the real emotions that may be masked. Furthermore, this recognition offers us an opportunity to reflect on our own expressions of emotion and the authenticity with which we present ourselves to the world. In a social context that often values positivity and unconditional support, it can be challenging to admit feelings of envy or resentment. However, facing these emotions honestly and reflectively is a crucial step toward personal development and building more genuine and profound relationships. Promoting authenticity in human interactions and encouraging open dialogue about complex emotions, such as envy, can help dissipate misunderstandings and strengthen interpersonal bonds. By recognizing and accepting the complexity of our emotions, we can work toward expressing them more sincerely and constructively, overcoming the tendency to hide our true feelings behind a smile that doesn't reach the eyes. Therefore, in addressing the inauthenticity of expressions of happiness or support, we are called to greater emotional awareness, both toward others and ourselves. Cultivating emotional honesty and vulnerability can not only enrich our personal experiences, but also contribute to a more empathetic and understanding society, where smiles truly reflect the feelings of the heart. If you've made it this far, comment something so we know you're paying attention to our content and are really focused on your evolution. Let's continue. Projection of insecurities. Within the intricate web of emotions that characterizes the human condition, the projection of insecurities emerges as a complex and revealing mechanism. This behavior, often adopted by individuals harboring feelings of envy, consists of transferring their own insecurities, flaws, and areas of dissatisfaction onto others, pointing out defects or highlighting negative aspects that are actually reflections of their internal struggles. This act of projection not only serves as a defense mechanism to mask one's own vulnerability, but also as an attempt to emotionally destabilize the target, trying to impose feelings of insecurity or inferiority upon them. By criticizing or emphasizing supposed flaws in others, the envious individual unconsciously or deliberately seeks to divert attention from their own insufficiencies. This behavior can temporarily alleviate their internal discomfort, creating the illusion that by leveling the playing field, their own insecurities become less prominent. However, this strategy is inherently flawed, as it does not address the root of the problem, their own fragile self-image and difficulty in dealing with feelings of inadequacy. The projection of insecurities, besides not contributing to the personal growth of the projector, has the potential to cause significant damage to the self-esteem and emotional well-being of those targeted by these criticisms. This behavior perpetuates a cycle of negativity and resentment, making it difficult to build healthy interpersonal relationships based on mutual respect and empathy. Recognizing the projection of insecurities as a manifestation of envy requires a high degree of self-awareness and empathy, both to identify this behavior in oneself and to understand it in others. When faced with criticisms or judgments that seem to reflect more on the critic than on the criticized, We are invited to question the underlying motivations and explore more constructive ways of dealing with our vulnerabilities. Promoting open dialogue about insecurities and flaws, encouraging an environment where people can express their fears and concerns without judgment, is a fundamental step in overcoming the tendency to project these issues onto others. By confronting our insecurities directly and with compassion, we can break the cycle of projection and work to build a stronger self-esteem and more authentic relationships. Therefore, in addressing the projection of insecurities, we are called to a journey of self-exploration and personal growth. Recognizing and transforming this defense mechanism into an opportunity for personal development and empathy can not only improve our quality of life, but also enrich our relationships, creating a healthier and more supportive environment for everyone. Covert sabotage. In the intricate dance of human relationships, envy can manifest through a subtle phenomenon known as covert sabotage. This form of sabotage is distinguished by its subtlety and the ability to remain hidden under the veil of normalcy, making it one of the most insidious manifestations of envy. Instead of engaging in overt forms of competition or acts of obvious devaluation, those who practice covert sabotage opt for more indirect strategies, such as creating obstacles that hinder the progress of others, spreading subtle misinformation, or exerting negative influence on third-party perceptions. These actions are intended to undermine someone's success or advancement discreetly, making it difficult to identify both the source and the malicious intent behind these actions. The veiled nature of covert sabotage lies in its ability to mask itself as coincidence or common misfortune, leaving the targeted person in a vulnerable position, often without understanding the true forces acting against their progress. This type of behavior not only sows doubt and insecurity, but can also have a profound and lasting impact on the emotional well-being and professional or personal trajectory of the victim. The difficulty in detecting and proving covert sabotage adds an extra layer of challenge for those who find themselves under attack. Without clear evidence of malice, confronting the aggressor or seeking support can be complicated, often leaving the targeted person struggling against shadows, questioning their own perception and competence. Confronting this form of envy requires a blend of vigilance and resilience. It is crucial to develop a keen awareness of interpersonal dynamics and possible signs of sabotage, while cultivating a core of self-confidence and a strong support network. Understanding that covert sabotage is a reflection of the saboteur's insecurities and dissatisfaction can offer some solace, as well as the strength to transcend these obstacles. Furthermore, fostering an environment based on transparency, open communication, and mutual respect can help mitigate the risks associated with this behavior. Encouraging honest dialogue about the challenges faced and seeking to build relationships based on trust and mutual support are vital steps in creating a culture that discourages envy and sabotage. Therefore, in addressing the issue of covert sabotage, we are invited to reflect on the complexities of human relationships and the importance of cultivating a work environment and personal life characterized by integrity and unconditional support. Through awareness and commitment to positive values, we can aspire to overcome the challenges posed by envy and sabotage, promoting a space where collective success and individual growth are celebrated and valued.